Hey everybody, welcome back for another Flashpoint paint tutorial. Today we're working on the Mark VII. I've already got them primed out in um, dark camo green and camo green as a zenithal highlight. And we're going to start by dousing them with an Army Painter military shader just to bring out all the details in that model. From there we're going to go right into black and we're going to start hitting the bodysuit and the rifle, all the black components on the armor, much like the previous two. That complete, I'm going over to Ultramarine for my blue shoulder pads. I'm going to hit the shoulder pads. He's got some well-defined elbow pads and knee pads. Unless I specify otherwise, all the paints I'm using are from the Monument Hobbies Pro Acryl line. I do use some Army Painter washes. Alright, the blue complete, we're going to go into rich gold for the visor. This has been the mainstay for every Spartan I've painted so far. I really like the way this gold looks in contrast to the rest of the armor. It really pops nicely. And as you can see there. So I'm going to go back to the camo green that I used for the zenithal on this. After the wash, it really tones it down. So we're going to use just the straight camo green as our initial highlight cover for the arm, or highlight color for the armor plates. Just nice and slow, making sure we're hitting our edges that are going to catch the light and just help pronounce all those details. Always good to have thin paint and a good point on your brush. As this is the initial highlight, you can hit most of the body. From there, I'm going to take the camo green and I'm going to mix in some light neutral gray just to brighten it up a little bit. We're going to use this as our secondary highlight. So when applying this, again, thin and fine point, my hand's blurring out the camera there, you want to try to apply this highlight inside your initial highlight. You want that initial highlight color to stay visible, but you want this to kind of go in there to help it pop. You'll want to keep this mostly in the areas that your light source is coming from. Green highlight's done. I'm going to take ultramarine and faded ultramarine. I'm going to mix up a mid-tone for my blue highlights. After that's applied, it'll be the same process. I'll mix in a little more of the faded ultramarine to lighten up that color a bit and go back and hit the light source side highlights with that. Taking my rich gold, I'm going to add in some of my light neutral gray to it just to lighten that gold up a little for my highlight color on the visor. We're just going to apply this from the light source side in the upper portion of the visor. Now I've gone back to dark neutral gray. This is going to be used to apply the initial highlight to the undersuit. Again, my meat digits getting in the way there, blurring out the actual work. I apologize for that. Still trying to find the right camera position. After that's done, I'm going to take neutral gray straight from the bottle, and we're going to use that for our secondary highlight on the bodysuit. See, I make a mistake here. I don't have it on camera, but I go back with just a very fine point of black just to make sure there's some separation in those fingers later on. We're in the home stretch now. I'm going to take some drab brown. I'm going to dry brush it on to the model. Very similar technique, but apparently I cut the footage of it. I hit a quick dry brush on the rifle with the neutral gray as well. While we're applying that drab earth, we want to go ahead and work our way up the lower legs of the model just to kind of blend him into his base. As always, we want to get a black rim on that base, or whatever color you prefer to use. If you're using a different color to more easily denote your teams, more power to you. Alright, we're almost done with this man. Next up, we're going to take some Army Painter Strong Tone Wash and we're going to apply it to the base just to help strengthen that earthy tone and to make the texture paste we've got on there pop out a little better. You can also work this up the leg a little bit if you'd like. Now for some finishing touches, I'm going to use some Army Painter Tufts. I'm using Woodland and Swamp Tufts on this one. You got knocked down, but they respawn. He's fine. Just a little dollop of super glue, which doesn't show up well in this shot, but it doesn't take much. And position them as you like. One final tuft. There you can actually see I put super glue on it. Give it a good press down onto your base and spread it out a little bit. And there we are. We have a Mark VII Spartan ready to lead a blue squad into battle. As before, if you found this entertaining or useful, please give it a like and share it with anyone that you think may also find it entertaining or useful. Next up will be the blue team sniper, and then we'll see where we go from there. Thanks for watching.